that Jared Kushner appears to have cashed in on his time in the White House with a $2 billion investment from none other than Saudi Arabia's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman.
Donald Trump witnessing Jared Kushner receive a $2 billion payout from the Saudi government off of trading top secret information is what motivated Donald Trump to leave the White House with so many top secret documents. Greed. Greed is what motivated Donald Trump to obstruct justice, hide the boxes. Greed. Greed was the motivating factor. Donald Trump intended to sell top secret information in order to enrich himself. The example set by Jared Kushner.
Former President Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, secured last summer from a fund led by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, has raised questions about the ethics of post-White House business dealings. Kushner's private equity firm secured the investment after Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman overruled a host of objections from the sovereign wealth fund's advisors. The New York Times reported some of the group's concerns. The private equity firm was found to be, quote, unsatisfactory in all aspects. The kingdom would be taking on the bulk of the investment and the risk. There was a seemingly excessive asset management fee and public relations risks due to Kushner's involvement.
All the things that made Hunter Biden working on a Ukraine energy company board suspicious, and that the Republicans say he was not qualified to do, are the same with Jared Kushner. He's not qualified to run a fund, a management fund. He has never done it before. So all the nepotism, claiming the nepotism, the access to Biden that Hunter Biden might have had, well, what about the access Jared Kushner had to Donald Trump? See, white people can use racism in order to get other white people to overlook their corruption. White American voters are so focused on their hatred of black people that they are overlooking these severe security risks to America's safety.
The question for us is, what did Saudi Arabia get? Did it get protection for all the human rights abuses, for the war against Yemen, for the blockade against Qatar, and for specifically protection for the homicidal crown prince when he ordered the assassination, kidnapping, dismemberment of Jamal Khashoggi? We know that Jared Kushner got $2 billion out of it, a $25 million management fee every year, which is basically like an annuity on $1 billion. So that's a very serious business that raises profound problems about conflict of interest, and indeed the Constitution and the Emoluments Clause, which says that nobody who's in federal government, a high-ranking White House official like Jared Kushner or the president, can take anything from a prince, a king, or a foreign state without the express permission of Congress, and Congress never authorized any of this.
Donald Trump attacked Hillary Clinton during the campaign about her relationship with the Saudis. However, his presidency was very beneficial to the Saudis, including weapon deals that prior governments had withheld from Saudi Arabia because of their human rights treatments.
Just 2 months into office, Trump welcomed Mohammed bin Salman, then the deputy crown prince, to the White House for an Oval Office meeting and formal lunch. It's believed to be the first time Kushner and the Saudi royal, often referred to by his initials MBS, met in person. But they wouldn't be apart for long. 8 weeks later, then President Trump traveled to Saudi Arabia's capital city, Riyadh, the first stop on his first foreign trip.
My meetings with King Salman, the Crown Prince, and the Deputy Crown Prince have been filled with great warmth, goodwill, and tremendous cooperation.
In the coming months, NBS rose from deputy crown prince to crown prince, the second highest leader of the country.
Crown Prince, thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Now the heir apparent, he returned to Washington in March 2018, where he dined with Kushner and met with Trump, who boasted about a $12.5 billion arms sale between the two countries.
The relationship now
is pretty much out in the open. It's easy to see the quick patrol from Saudi Arabia and the Trump administration. The only reason why Trump is not being held accountable is because he's empowered by white supremacists who don't care about anything other than domination of blacks. If the focus wasn't so much upon white supremacists maintaining control of America, then they would be able normally to see this treachery. But that is the focus. The focus is keep the black man down, and you can rob the average white man of anything, even the United States government.
Now let's get to more details here. That wasn't the only thing that Trump and Kushner got out of their cozy relationship with MBS and Saudi Arabia. A year after his presidency, Trump's golf courses began hosting tournaments for the Saudi fund-backed Live Golf. Separately, the former president's family company, the Trump Organization, secured an agreement with a Saudi real estate company that plans to build a Trump hotel as part of a $4 billion golf resort in Oman.
Jared Kushner, seeing this quid pro quo back and forth with Saudi giving Trump golf courses contracts, decided to take government secrets and secure wealth for himself.
A report from The Intercept during the Trump years found that MBS bragged about having Kushner in his pocket. Cenk, what are your thoughts?
So that story from The Intercept is incredibly important to this story overall. About the Saudis within the government that were helping the US. About a week after that presidential daily briefing goes out, Jared Kushner gets on a plane to Saudi Arabia, meets with MBS, and then comes home. A week after that, MBS arrests all of his opponents, including the ones helping us. One of them gets tortured to death. And then MBS, on top of solidifying his power when he imprisoned all of those other guys, he also made them give him billions of dollars of their own wealth.
Let's be clear, when you talk about Jared Kushner, you're talking about someone who couldn't get an FBI, who couldn't get a security clearance in the White House to look at top secret information. This was overruled by Donald Trump. Now, he's looking at information that he has not received the classification to even view. It is proven he has access to this information. He takes this information, goes to the Middle East, visit the Crown Prince. It is clear the Crown Prince reacted to this information, and yet no one wants to hold Jared Kushner accountable for the trading of top secret information.
We drive in under police escort just past midnight. No one enters here now without official permission. The world's most talked about hotel. Riyadh's most palatial, most prestigious. Now a gilded prison. I'm taken in by Saudi officials, told don't film faces, don't record conversations. Here in the early hours of the morning, there's still people in the lobby drinking coffee, as you'd find in any of the five-star hotels here in the capital. Most of the people who have now been forced to stay here are keeping to themselves, trying to limit any further damage to their reputation. Their mobile phones have been taken away from them, but there is a hotline that's available to them. They can call their lawyers, family members, even leading members of the companies they're still trying to keep running. The world's most pampered prisoners have every comfort except freedom. The state is picking up this bill. As far as detention centers go, this one is beyond compare. luxury swimming pool, restaurants, a gym. Everything is glittering. There's even a bowling alley, but most prisoners just stay in their rooms.
We have to ask ourselves, what is it that created the change of heart in former President Trump that changes his mindset from being an aggressive opponent to Saudi Arabia to being an ally of Saudi Arabia once in office? Did Saudi Arabia purchase American President Donald Trump?
So the $2 billion that he gave to Jared Kushner is just a small part of what he stole from the other Saudi royals that Kushner potentially turned into MBS. Look, if these things are true, Jared Kushner is the single most corrupt person I have ever seen in American government. He makes his father-in-law, Donald Trump, look like a Boy Scout in comparison. MBS, according to those sources, bragged to other government officials in other countries that he had Jared Kushner in his pocket. And so this is a massive corruption story. You want to talk about
Did Saudi Arabia purchase Americans' foreign policy? This is why I believe Donald Trump stole top secret papers.
On the campaign trail, candidate Trump took a harsh line on the kingdom.
We protect Saudi Arabia. Why aren't they paying?
He attacked Hillary Clinton for her ties to a country he called a criminal enterprise.
These are people that kill women and treat women horribly, and yet you take their money.
But as president, he charted a different course with the country and its leaders.